Hello guys and welcome back to the matchup here between Moscow5 and Against All Authority. The important question is, are Moscow5 going to sink or swim? It's pretty much make or break right now as they find themselves up against it, 1-0 down against a very strong looking Against All Authority. I'm Metis, joined by Enzi, and I'm just going to quickly pass it over to my co-caster. How are you doing, Enzi, and what are your thoughts about this game?
I'm doing very good. I mean, the first game was so strong from Against All Authority. Really nice team composition. And I think, again, you know, this game number 2, we did see Against All Authority taking up game number 1. But this game, both have relatively good team comp. So I'd say Moscow5 going to edge towards that late game, you know, maybe come back into it. But I think Against All Authority, this early game, I think they're actually probably going to have it. Personally, that's what I feel.
This could be... Oh, sorry. I thought for a second that Genja was going to be in all kinds of trouble. He was forced to flash away there, Enzi. And to be honest, I can understand why. You could see Twisted Fate was priming that gold card. And of course with Nautilus as well. If he was caught from either, he would have been dead and buried. So Genja... pretty much intelligently at the end of the day, using that flash to escape with his life. So no early kills in this game.
Yep, nice flash, but obviously that is not going to be at his disposal right now, and you know, he's going to have to be very careful. Against All Authority, going to be able to push that bot lane as well, and apply some pressure to Kog'Maw, because obviously he hasn't really got any escaping abilities. He's got that heal to maybe withstand a bit of damage, but apart from that, he's got no escape route.
Indeed, and could potentially see on Nautilus decide, okay, well Genja doesn't have flash for another 2 or so minutes, so I'm going to try and really pressure that bot lane, or maybe he's just going to be like, oh well, whatever, you know, maybe another day that would have been a kill. Either way, I'm just going to play my own game and carry on regardless. Of course, we did see Nautilus in the hands of Against All Authority last game, and he did absolutely beautifully, and he was so aggressive in the jungle with the ganking. I think he had 3 or so assists within around 6 to 7 minutes, so he did a great job, and of course, well, the rest is history. They picked up the first game.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm pretty surprised, you know, they didn't actually, you know, go for a change of junglers on the Moscow5 lineup. But obviously, if they're not feeling it, then they're not feeling it. They're going to try and just carry on. You know, Nautilus was actually very active in the ganking stages for Against All Authority that game. So I'm going to be interested to see what Mundo does. I think he might go for more of an approach of just counter jungling right now. He needs to shut Nautilus down. That's how you shut Nautilus down. Counter jungle him constantly. Just make him have to stay in the jungle and not go for them ganks. Otherwise it could be deadly.
Bot lane, going to see some action. Could be first blood here onto Kog'Maw. Corki's going to finish it off, picking that one up. But switch over towards top lane again, and suddenly a huge burst of action. Going to see Nautilus getting heavily tagged up here. And also, Mundo should be falling from Olaf. That will be a kill from Olaf onto Mundo. And now Warwick is in a precarious position. Undertow has been landed. Beautiful dredge line as well, used from Nautilus to pull Warwick back in towards the tower. Undertows with the constant slows onto Warwick, and surely his full reckless swing will land on him from the Brolaf. And that's going to be a quick 3-0, so a bit of a carbon copy, bit of deja vu here, Enzi,
wow.
As Against All Authority exploding out from the starting blocks and picking up the 3-0 lead.
Again, Nautilus so useful at top lane, and Kog'Maw bottom lane didn't have the flash, and he overextended, and he paid for it. That's exactly what I said, you know, now they're 3 kills ahead, and this is just exactly what happened last game. I mean, Against All Authority, their early game is just so strong, they really apply pressure in them lanes. That's why I think maybe Moscow5, they're edging towards the late game, but now Kog'Maw's gone down. That's going to be very hard. He's on 12 creeps, and the opposition of 17. But that's probably gone up by now, because obviously I am under delay. So, I mean, Against All Authority, already looking very strong.
I mean, I said make or break, sink or swim kind of scenario before, and it seems Against Authority just they're going, oh, whatever. We're just going to carry on exactly the same Vorn of Fame as last time, form of Fame even, and we're just going to try and pick this one up as easily as possible. And the starting has been so good from them. Now we're going to see Nautilus pushing in towards the mid lane, and could potentially have another gank on the card. So as you said, I mean, there's 2 ways to really counter Nautilus. One is really pristine ward coverage. Don't allow him to sneak up on you as he's about to do onto Kennen here. He's actually going to land the dredge line. Big card as well from Twisted Fate with the ignite as well. Surely Kennen's going to be falling here as the ignite ticks down. Will it manage to finish him off? The answer is a no. Somehow Kennen, chugging through that health pot, will survive with about 40 HP. Yes, you heard that right, 40. And wowzers, Nautilus and Twisted Fate must be scratching their heads right now to wonder what the hell they could have done to pick up that kill. Of course, Kennen with the lightning charge has great maneuverability, and that's pretty much what saved his life there. But beautiful gank once again, Enzi, in mid from Nautilus. So active. And in the meantime, Mundo really hasn't done a great deal.
That's exactly what I was on about. You know, they have to shut Nautilus down by counter jungling, and that's exactly what Moscow5 are not doing right now. Nautilus is going to feed off that. I mean, Kennen was pretty lucky to get away. He chugged on that outpots as well, like an absolute boss. But apparently he laughed at something. What's funny?
Now he's trying to get a bot lane, and he's going to pick up another kill shortly here, as Gatling Gun's been popped off. Genji's in all kinds of troubles, popped the heal as well. Will he go down? Of course he will from Corki. And this Nautilus is absolutely ridiculous. He is just everywhere, picking up kills left, right, and center. We are 5 minutes 50 through this game, and he already has 3 assists.
That's what I'm on about, though. I mean, really now looking at it, they didn't play very good against a very good Nautilus, except when they counter jungled. I don't think Moscow5 are very good, you know, playing against that Nautilus in any team comp. I mean, when we saw them play against TRI, you know, they were okay. They didn't lose by a huge margin, but I mean, they're against the likes of Against All Authority right now, so they have to step up the game. And you know, they just can't counter that unless they have that Shyvana in the jungle. So that's exactly why I was like, okay, so why have you gone with Mundo again? I mean, it didn't work last game. So you're gonna try it again. Maybe it'll work, but I don't think it's gonna. I mean, already 4 kills on that board. Corki with 2, Olaf with 2 as well, and Nautilus with 3. Yes, 3 assists already.
Nautilus is on the prowl once again. He's got Leona as well. This is going to be another death coming in the hands of Nautilus, as Leona will pick this one up. Definitely preemptive there, as you have Leona coming up from the bot lane, Nautilus charging in from the jungles as well. And again, Mundo is just there after the kill has gone down. He always seems to be just a couple of fractions late there. And again, his team are going to go a player down. 5-0 already after 7 minutes 10. Nautilus doing a beautiful job, but you have to say, Enzi, I mean, Nautilus really does earn his paycheck in the early game. Having said that, all that thought is again just going to get completely demolished from the destiny of Twisted Fate. Twisted Fate pops down, gold card, boom, and he's down once again. This is just looking incredibly one-sided, Enzi. And Mundo, who was thinking about coming down towards bot lane after picking up this red, but he's actually going to find himself pitted up against the Nautilus if he does just that. Having said that, there is some nice ward coverage down, so he has seen Nautilus pulling back from the tri-bush, and he is just going to take these golems regardless. But, wow. And Darian is just disconnected.
Oh dear. Hopefully he does come back, because that is not nice to see, but that Nautilus, man. Really, you just can't stop it. He's just been so active. Ganking top, ganking mid, ganking bot. Repeat. Kill. And Darian's now left the game. I'm not sure if he'll actually come back, but...
He has actually reconnected, and he's back towards the top lane.
God.
So, fortunately,
I thought maybe it would have been
back.
rage or something.
Yeah,
Thank
I mean...
God.
It's very one-sided, but again, as we said this in the first game, you can be 6-0 down, you can still come back from this. You know, Moscow5, the caliber team that they are, can come back from this. My only concern comes in the fact that in every single circumstance right now in this game, they have been outclassed. They've been getting completely destroyed from the jungle. Their bot lane's got kills, their top lane has kills, their mid lane has kills. I mean, the kills right now is pretty much spread out nicely. You got Corki with 2, Olaf with 2, Twisted Fate with 1, Leona with 1 as well. And then, of course, Nautilus with 4 assists. And for my money, you know, Enzi, I think Nautilus needs this kind of aggression at the start of the game, because Mundo definitely going into that late the game, if they have a very similar kind of relatively uneventful matchup, you have to say, you know, Dr. Mundo in that late game is really going to start to push forward. So Nautilus simply has to gank early to mid. That's exactly what he's been doing. Having said that, look where he is right now, coming up towards top lane. Twisted Fate on the move as well. There is a few seconds left on, 15 seconds to be precise left on the cooldown for Destiny, so there could be a gank on the cards here onto Warwick. There's a gold card is going to come out. He has actually managed to flash away, but here comes Twisted Fate with his flash as well, and now Olaf has managed to pop off the ghost, so he's going to be in hot pursuit. Beautiful teamwork again, as Darian just returning from the reconnect is going to get completely crippled, and in the meantime at bot lane you're also going to have Soraka being dropped there from Corki. Corki on the prowl for another kill. Can he pick it up onto Kog'Maw? Did miss his ultimate, but he's going to get it regardless, and I think Mundo may be able to get this kill. Indeed he will, but very nearly did Corki manage to survive, flashing through the wall there, and that is going to be the 9th one. And in amongst all that, Darian actually quit again, so must be having some really horrible lag issues here.
Yeah, probably is. I'm really not sure what's going on. Maybe it's just the lag or something, but you know, every team has this. I mean, you always have them off games, you know, you have an off couple games. It's just what happens. I mean, Moscow5, they're just having one of them games. They're just having one of them games, you know, where stuff isn't working, and that happens. I mean, it happens in solo queue, it happens in rank 5v5s, it happens all the time. So, I mean, I feel a bit sorry for Moscow5 right now, but against all authority, I have to really tip my hat off to them. They're playing so good, a great comp. But I want to go back, to, you know, to the comparison with the TRI game as well. The first game of TRI versus Moscow5. Sorry for going back to this, but this is just a great example. You had Nautilus in game number 1. He was able to gank early game and get, you know, assists and, you know, that gold up. Second game, they picked Shyvana, Moscow5 did, they counter jungled. Nautilus was completely useless. But I think Darian actually got killed there again, so I apologize.
Yeah, you must be quite far behind in the stream, guys, because that was about 10-15 seconds ago. But yeah, I mean, Darian did die, NZ, and he's having a really torrid time of it right now. 3 deaths already. Have a quick look at that top lane gold. You know, Warwick with 40, Olaf with 77. Big difference. Olaf also with the 301. So gold difference right now. Olaf on 4,160. Warwick on 2,250. That is a massive difference at the top lane, and definitely going to be hindering Warwick throughout this game. Regardless of what happens, the Reckless Swing is doing a big chunk of damage there to Warwick, taking about a quarter of his health. But here comes Nautilus. He's going to get himself ganked right now. Mundo did just miss that Mundo file. Will he be able to land the next one? Yes, he will. And with the Burning Agony to boot as well, he will manage to pick up the kill onto Nautilus, as Nautilus was once again just kind of walking around, minding his own business. But this is exactly what, you know, Moscow5 need to do, NZ. If they're going to pull themselves back in this game, they have to bring Nautilus down a couple pegs and stop him from roaming so much.
Yeah, that was a really good job. That's exactly what Diamond needs to do, you know, going into the opposition jungle, trying to land the kills. And, you know, Moscow5 aren't out of this game. I mean, obviously against all authority, are in the driver's seat right now. But, I mean, the gold isn't huge. It isn't huge, but the only thing I'm really, you know, kind of scratching my head about and being like, is there actually any comeback? Kog'Maw's on 0-4 and then Warwick's on 0-3. I mean, Kog'Maw's one of them champions. He needs to be good for late game. If he's not good, he's completely useless. He doesn't deal that damage that everybody knows and loves, and you know what he does. But
and then, you know, you're mentioning about the AD carries, NZ, and Kog'Maw not doing too much damage. And then Corki just flies out with the Gatling gun and absolutely cripples Mundo. Completely cuts through him. And this is Mundo with Giant Spelt and Heart of Gold with Ninja Tabby boots, and he goes down that fast. Absolutely ridiculous. So Corki looking very strong. 4-for-1 right now. Has the Phage, 2 Doran's Blades, and the Berserker's Greaves as well, as a tower will go down at the top lane from Olaf. So Olaf looking very strong. And I said this at the very beginning, NZ, you know, Olaf is typically incredibly strong against those kind of melee solo top characters. And so far he has been proving just that. You have to say though, you know, the ganking from Nautilus has been completely pristine, but Olaf is definitely having a favourable outcome there.
yeah, and I'm not sure if this is actually true, but if it is, this is a prime example of why basically Elo does not matter. Apparently the jungler of aAa right now against all authority is 1262 Elo. Not completely sure, but that's just an example. I mean, he's playing so good in this game. So I mean, Elo means nothing. Just saying.
It could also be a Smurf account as well, which again just harkens back to what you're saying. Elo means nothing. Just because someone's like 1200 Elo doesn't mean they're not like 2000 on another account. So yeah, Hyde is doing a magnificent job so far. The rest of his team are definitely coordinating well with him, and you are going to potentially see a 2v2 situation here as Mundo and Warwick trying to take that blue. Here comes Nautilus from the side. Olaf is baiting out very nicely towards that top. Nautilus is going to come on the side. Will he manage to actually pick up this one? No, he won't. He did use the Riptide though, so slowing down Mundo nicely, and the Ignite on Mundo so effective while he has that sadism on. Will not allow him to heal up, and he will be taken down there with the depth charge as well. Beautiful teamwork coming in, and Twisted Fate teleporting towards bot lane will pick up the kill onto Kog'Maw in amongst all of that, with Corki and Leona picking up the assists. And that should be a downed bot lane as well from Against the Authority. And I'm just throwing it out there right now, NZ. If Against the Authority keep playing like this, I can honestly see them winning the Corsair Vengeance Cup. They are looking absolutely on fire.
Yeah, absolutely. A bit of spam going on in chat. Apparently, we didn't know this, guys. I mean, we never got informed of this. Apparently, the jungler fought against all authority right now. It's just Linux Smurf because apparently his main got banned or something. So apologies for that, guys. But
there you go.
We didn't know, so you didn't have the flame. All right, just chill out.
But that pretty much proves the point. Just because someone's in a different account doesn't mean they're not somebody else on a Smurfs account.
Just chill. Remain calm. It's not a joke. Just chill out.
Oh, gonna see Alex trying to pop off the kill here with the ultimate onto Twisted Fate. Could potentially pick this one up, but Twisted Fate doing a lot of damage himself. And he's gonna be able to get the kill there and escape as well on 15 HP. AMT going huge in the mid lane there. Wowzers. I honestly thought Kennen had that one in the bag. He popped off the slicing maelstrom, landed the shuriken as well, and Twisted Fate just turns around with the red cards and like, oh mate, catch this please, and he gets the kill. Lovely play from Twisted Fate.
Yeah, indeed. That's the great thing about Twisted Fate, you know, can just arm it in and do so much. But yeah, I don't know if Moscow5 there's really any return in here. I mean, it's nearly 10k gold difference, so I mean, against all they need to do is keep doing what they're doing.
Exactly, they just need to keep rinsing and repeating. And you know, you look at the goal difference, 19.1 to 27.5 at 16 minutes through the game. That is colossal, that is massive. And it's really starting to escalate out of control right now. Moscow5 have got to start putting the breakers here. They have to knock this juggernaut off the rails, that is, against the authority. And Hyde, or Linak, as we have now been informed, apologies again guys, but we didn't know, is just going to continue to push around the jungle there and basically just clear the wards. I mean, he has the Oracle Enzi. Both junglers, well, actually, I thought Mundo had actually picked up an Oracle previous, maybe in the last game. But either way, you know, with this Oracle on Nautilus, just roaming around the opposition's jungle, he's going to take all those wards out of the equation. And again, we're going to see a repeat of the last game, where pretty much Against the Authority had total control over Moscow5 jungle from pretty much like the same time frame as we are now. So it's looking very similar. You're going to have Mundo pushing up towards the dragon, as the dragon is actually going down here from Against the Authority, but I don't think there's a great deal that he can really do. He's not getting any help from Corki, from Kog'Maw, my apologies, and Soraka. Soraka is just starting to move up. It's too little too late. The ward has gone down. That's just going to be 25 gold, 27 gold in fact, due to Twisted Fate's passive, of course, that they'll pick up from that ward, and they just pull back, and it's just looking way too easy, Enzi.
Yeah, all I can really say right now is really Against all Authority, all they really need to do is kind of try and get that Baron. You know, they're strong enough to kind of fight Moscow5 at this point. They will probably come out on top as well, so I mean, all they really need to do is try and get that Baron, maybe force a fight, and then obviously push the inhibitors down and just apply pressure constantly, because, you know, they want to end it very soon. They're in the driver's seat.
Speaking of fights, I tried to let you talk as long as possible, but there is a big team fight kicking off here. As two players have already gone down. Gonna have Kennen joining the party slightly late, popping off his ultimate. Here comes Twisted Fate though with Destiny. Can he land the card? Yes, he can. Kennen is completely exploded. Now the question is, can they pick it up onto Mundo as well? They don't want to overextend here, and Twisted Fate with the wild cards just missing Mundo, but it wouldn't have taken him down regardless. And that is going to be a 3-4 exchange there. Nautilus dangerously low health, Corki dangerously low health as well, and both are going to recall in kind. In the meantime, Twisted Fate is going to actually get hit twice off the tower there, and a nicely placed infected cleaver from Mundo as well. Mundo could actually potentially pick up a kill here, but both Corki and Twisted Fate are going to pull back, and actually I just noticed Twisted Fate has half his mana remaining, so he could easily pop out a pick a card there in the gold fashion and just stun down Mundo, so never mind. 16-4 NZ. Wow. I mean, that's all that comes to my mind right now is wow. Against the Authority are in a different class right now.
Yeah, I mean, we saw this in game number 1, and I was like, okay, so second game, I think Moscow5, you know, they're going to bring it back. You know, they have the capabilities to do so. They're a top-tier team, and we haven't seen it. I mean, they just haven't been there right now. Against all Authority, are just playing an amazing game. They've been non-stop pressuring Moscow5. Moscow5 have not been able to do anything about it. So, I mean, Against all Authority, throughout this, you know, these 2 games, they've just been playing flawlessly.
Absolutely, and you know, a lot of these games that we've casted, NZ, have kind of featured a lot of substitutions and such. Actually, hold that thought, as Darian is going to get completely pummeled again at top lane. It's just not his day today. 0 for 4. He's disconnected a couple times. Could very well be having all kinds of technical difficulties, but wow, it has just been one of those days for him. As I was going to say though, you know, a lot of these games, NZ, we've kind of seen a lot of people subbing in, but this is actually Moscow5's full lineup, and they're getting this outplayed. It's kind of scary how good Against the Authority are right now. And this should actually be a free Baron. You know, Mundo and Kennen slowly but surely pushing up. By the time they actually get to this Baron, it should be long dead. Mundo may actually reach this one. Maybe going to try his luck at the steal as well, but instead he's just going to get ultimated there from Leona. Here comes the Twisted Fate as well. Can he land a stun? He is actually going to ultimate himself into Kennen, slicing Ulster, but Kennen taking so much damage. He's going to go down from the Brolaf. and that's now going to be him chasing after this Soraka as well. He has the Ghost on, he also has the Frozen Mallet, so he's going to be slowing down these players, and look at that raw burst damage coming out there. Now Warwick in all kinds of trouble, has his Ignite on it, big damage onto him as well. He's going to fall from Leona, of all people, and that is going to leave Kog'Maw just kind of chilling out with bot lane. Genji's like, okay, we're losing, I don't really care, I'm going to go ahead and just push bot lane while our in-head gets destroyed. Not that there's too much he could have done anyway if he was in the mid right now, but again, against the Authority, just so dominant. And this looks like Moscow5 are going to be getting knocked down into the lower bracket here, Enzi. Cannot see how they can possibly even survive the next 10 to 20 seconds. The Nexus towers are going down right now from against the Authority. The Nexus is completely vulnerable, is going to get completely destroyed as well from against the Authority as they keep just chugging onto that one. And there you go, that's going to be the 2-0. Wow.
Well, I only have one word for this, and unexpected. You can only applaud against All Authority for this performance. I mean, they were flawless. Both games, they looked so strong. And going off this performance, I'm going to have my prediction of against All Authority winning this tournament. That's exactly what I think is going to happen. If they can play like this against the other teams that come up, you know, they've gone to the grand finals now. They're in the grand finals. It's confirmed right now after beating Moscow5. Moscow5 are going to have to go to the lower bracket, but you know, I think it's just one of them days for Moscow5. I mean, they're going to walk away from this, you know, game. They're probably going to watch it back and they're going to think, all right, we need to change this, we need to change that. And, you know, they're just going to point out their mistakes and then they're going to do it better for the next game. That's exactly what teams need to do. Maybe just an off day for Moscow5 at the moment. And, you know, against All Authority, are going to win that one. A great performance, great teamwork, great compositions, I must say, as well. Really worked on that. And, you know, against All Authority, they're rolling into the grand finals with a very confident face on right now.
They will be facing off against CLG, Enzi, that we actually casted on. Of course, facing off against SK in the upper bracket finals. Moscow5 will be going down into the lower brackets. They're going to have to work their way up if they want to stay in this tournament. Who will Moscow5 be playing against? It's going to be Teamless. It's going to be TL. So, very interesting games coming out here, and can only hope that it's going to be something truly special. But it's not necessarily just the fact that Moscow5 lost this game, Enzi, that kind of puzzles me. It's how convincingly they lost. It wasn't close. Neither of those games were kind of in the balance. It was pretty much against All Authority, had a lightning quick start, and they just kept ahead. They just kept pushing on for the win. They made no big mistakes. They had no cataclysmic errors. They just pushed, and ended up winning 2 games in a row. Moscow5 couldn't do anything to stop that.